Good morning, folks. Hi, Phil McPhail here with United Country Lifestyle Properties of Maine. Are you looking for a place deep in the woods where you can get away from all the road noise, airports, and people? Well, if you are, come along with me today. We're going to check out a 46-acre lot here in the town of Lakeville. This has got some varied terrain, some mixed growth timber, some areas where we could get some potential views with some clearing of the trees. And stick around later on, we're going to show you a neat little water feature on this property. If you're new to our channel, hey, please hit the like and share button down below, and also put on all notifications. Become a subscriber to our channel if you've been watching this for a while and you want to continue to see the videos before they've been out for 2 months. If you put on all notifications, you'll be notified instantly when a new video is launched on our website. The varied terrain on this property creates a couple of natural features. We're down in a little bit of a ravine here, and this is the first of 2 water features on the property. This is a little unnamed brook that flows through the lot. You know, it's the middle of June right now. There's not a lot of water in it right at the moment. You can see where there is at certain times of year after big rains. Not sure if it runs year round. There's a defined creek bed here. I'm sure in the middle of August it's probably going to be dried pretty near up, but probably a little trickle of water coming up out of the ground from the springs. We're going to keep going through the lot here and show you more of the timber. I had to stop and show you guys something that all you see every once in a while, but this yellow birch here grew up, apparently got damaged, bent over or whatever, and then it grew horizontally along the ground here, and it's still alive. And there's green leaves and branches coming up off the side of it. If you've ever seen a tree similar to this, or what's the weirdest tree you've ever seen in the woods, share it in the comments below. All right, we're gonna keep walking across the lot and go down and find the other stream that's on the property. But as we're walking through here, I want to tell you a little bit more about the land itself. The elevations here are running from about 560 feet to 700 feet above sea level. Dead center of the lot is about the high point of the land. We're a little bit east of center of the lot right now. Walking along through the forest here, what we're seeing as we go are some beech trees. We've got some yellow birches. We've got a few maples around. Mostly hardwood mix. Along the little creek beds, we're seeing hemlock. And that's about the only softwood we're seeing in here right now. So the soils on this property are really good. They're rocky and they're somewhat steep in places, so you're not going to want to farm a lot of this. This is a placed in howland soil mix according to the NRCS web soil survey. The majority of the soils are that, and those are really good for growing just about everything. And the trees here, you'll see some of them in the drone shots, and some here, they're anywhere from 4 inches to 16 inches in diameter, but they're really tall and straight, and that's usually a pretty good sign of decent soil. You know, the beech in here, like everywhere else you go, he's got the beech bark disease like this guy right here. All the other trees look real healthy. So we're going to continue walking along this creek, and I don't know if you can see this. Right now, I'm about 20 feet above that first creek we showed you a while ago, and what a beautiful spot. If you wanted to come in with the driveway off the road that we access from, you could build a road in here a few hundred feet and get yourself a nice little building knoll off the side of the stream. You do have to be 75 feet away from this for getting a building permit for that, but would be a really nice spot for it. Let's keep walking. This is an example of some of the hemlock that's in here. This is 16 inches or so at breast height. Nice tree. It's not real tall, but we've got a lot of them around us here that are. And you can see behind me, this stand along that little creek is mostly hemlock. Once you get 100, 200 feet off, pretty much transitions over to hardwood. This property has been surveyed. It was surveyed back in the late 1980s. So most of the boundary evidence here is just going to be corner pins. However, over here in the northeast corner, this is our northern line right here. Somebody has recently surveyed this. They've freshened up this boundary line. It's all painted red, and we're going to follow this over to the northeast corner. We're going to show you that other water feature next. We're now over in the northeast corner of where the lot should be, and we found the north line coming across painted red. And now we're looking at the east line is also blazed up through the woods here. However, we did not find a corner pin, and I have a feeling that some piece of tree here has fallen on top of it, or it's been pushed down in the ground so far we can't see it. But we do find the two converging lines here, and we've got a little garter snake looking for a place to go. Now we're over here and we found the little trickle, which is Spaulding Brook. This is a ice cold little stream running through the woods here. Again, it's a small water feature, but we do have two of them on the property. I think the unnamed creek is actually a little larger and nicer looking than the one that's named on the map. But come look at the land with me and you tell me which one you like best. All right, we're gonna walk back towards the road and where we left the truck, and we're gonna go over and take you onto the west side of the lot. Come along while we walk through the woods. Let me tell you a little bit about the location here. If you've never seen one of our videos, we're in the town of Lakeville. And if you've seen our videos in Lakeville, you're probably sick of hearing me say this, but I like a lot of things about this town, particularly the very low property tax rate. They've enjoyed a $3.50 to $4.50 per thousand mill rate for decades. Taxes here are as cheap as anywhere you're going to find them in the state of Maine. That's cool. Town itself, population, I think last census was 104 people. We're located at this lot here from the road front at about 9.6 miles to the town of Springfield. Springfield has got a grocery, well, small convenience store, limited groceries, gasoline, diesel, you know, necessities you might need. The nearest town for services would be Lincoln at 28 miles from here. That's got a hospital, doctor's offices, car dealers, grocery stores, big box stores, building supplies, everything you can need. City of Bangor, 78 miles roughly from this location. You can fly out of the international airport there or in or out. City of Portland is about 207 miles from this location. That's about a 3-hour and 15-minute drive. And Boston is at about 315 miles, roughly 5 hours drive from this location. With a town named Lakeville, you kind of expect to have a lot of lakes in the area, and this town won't disappoint you. There's lakes in every direction out here, and we've got public access points on several large lakes, many miles of lakefront in here that's accessible from this location within 15 minutes or so. Beyond that, all the lakes in the area, we've got some incredible ATV and snowmobile trails that you can access pretty close from the property here. You can definitely ride your ATV along the private road system, which, by the way, the road system in here is a private road. We're about, I don't know, 5-6 miles back in the woods from the paved road. And that whole road system is maintained by the SLOA organization. The Sysladobsis Lot Owners Association is what that stands for. Their dues run a couple $100, $250, somewhere in there, typically on an annual basis, unless they have some special assessment for a major road issue, like a washout or a bridge. Typically they run right around that $200 mark. They maintain miles of road in here, and part of that association, there's also access to several of the ponds right here in the local area. So we've got Lombard Lake, which you're going to drive right by to get to this property. There's a foot access easement where you can launch a small canoe or a kayak there. And then we've got both upper and lower Pug Lakes. Those both have the same type of easement for the association members. And then there's one more over on upper Sysladobsis Lake, or upper Dobsy as we like to call it. So you got all that. And it's good access to the property. They keep the road in pretty good condition. It's not plowed in here in the winter necessarily, although sometimes one of the camp owners in here does plow it. We're out here back on the road now, and I just wanted to point out, we don't have frontage on it, but Spalding Pond is directly across the street. We can actually see it through the woods right here. It's a small pond, I don't know, 3-4 acres probably, but what it does for this area is it brings in a lot of game. We've seen a lot of moose sign, deer sign. We've seen wading birds here when we got here. They're flying out of this dead water outside the pond. So that's right across the way, and you can see a shot of it here in the drone shot. It's a cool little feature directly across the street from the property. As we continue walking up the road, I just want to tell you a little bit about the access road. We front on two different road systems here. This is, I think they call it the Spalding Pond Road, although if you look on the maps, you can get really confused because they got different names for half the roads up here. It's got a little bit of frontage. This is towards the southern central part of the land, and if you're looking at the map on the screen, you're going to see a little bit of a horseshoe of road that comes up into the lot. That's what we're on right now. That's where my pickup is parked. And right here is the high point of the land. We got about 700 feet of elevation just off the road here into the woods. And you know, if you really wanted to clear some trees in here, if you wanted to build on this section, we've got Lombard Mountain over this way to our southeast, now really more south, and then over here to the southeast we got Almanac Mountain. And I am sure with a clearing in here of 2 or 3 acres, you'd have a pretty nice view of both of those mountains in the distance, and they're really pretty. One of them's around 1,000 feet. I think they're both pushing that 900 to 1,100 feet of elevation. Real pretty spot. So now we're going to take you over on the road front on the west side of the lot, show you that this area here, I'm guessing this was timber harvested from the looks of regen here, probably 10, maybe 15 years ago. They by no means clear cut this. And what we do have in here is a lot of really beautiful hardwood growing. You can see how tall it is here next to me. A lot of it's 30 to 50 feet high already. Doesn't have a lot of diameter, although some of it does. But it's a beautiful section here, but I think you're really gonna like the western side, so we're gonna go look at that next. All right, we're over here at the southwest corner of the land now, and we're gonna find this blue corner post. This is one of the original wooden posts that was put in here in the 1980s. And if you come here, don't push it too hard because it's on its last legs. This side is that there's a road system here. However, you're probably gonna want a off-road vehicle, 4x4 Jeep or Land Cruiser or something, you know, or a pickup. I drive my pickup in here, but haven't been here for a while and don't know what it looks like, so I decided to walk in. Wisdom that comes with older age, folks. Test it out with your boots before your tires. But this is a 4-wheeler trail now, right along the edge of the property. This road here shown on the survey plan as being the boundary. So we're gonna walk down here, and now you can see off to my right, your left, the hardwood trees that are growing. They're all similar to what we saw in the middle. High elevation here on this side, and there's a ravine that drops down just like the other side of the property before it comes back up onto the center section of the land where that 700 feet of elevation is. Let's see if we can go find the other corner down this trail. So far, nothing here you couldn't drive a pickup on. A little rocky, gotta watch your ground clearance, but pretty good rocky solid base. Now we're over here at the southwest corner of the property, and we found a piece of rebar set in stones, all flagged up, some old blazes going down through the woods here. So pretty good evidence of a boundary line. But as I always tell you, if you're that concerned about it, you might want to have a surveyor come out and just verify that these have not been moved. They appear to be about where they should be based on the survey plan that we overlaid onto our aerial photo that we always show you guys here in the videos. Pretty cool software. We're not surveyors, but the GIS and GPS technology today is pretty amazing. We do have a neighbor. There's a camp right here next door. We're not going to show that to you because I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate it, or she. All right, we wanted to stop on the way out of here and show you guys the one of the easements. This is Lombard Lake, and it's about a mile from the property as the crow flies. And you'll see this fish sign here, and there's a little walking trail. And we're going to walk down there and show you how you get into Lombard. And as I said, it's a hand launch. It's not a boat landing. You're not going to back a boat trailer in here. But if you get out here, folks, and you can see how beautiful Lombard is, there's not a lot of overdevelopment here. Most of the lots are at least 10 acres or bigger. I think 10 acres was a minimum lot size here. Nice body of water. Used to have trout in it. I don't know if it still does. The smallmouth bass have migrated into many of our lakes here, and some of the small ponds just can't take that kind of pressure for the brook trout. You may find a few in here. I'm sure there's some wild fish in the brooks that come in and out of it, but check out Lombard Lake while you're here. All right, thanks for taking this tour with us, and this is the part you all been waiting for. What's the price on this piece of property? It's $54,295. The taxes are a whopping $75 a year. That is mostly in tree growth. There is an acre out, so you can build on this without paying any penalty. If you don't want to deal with tree growth, folks, I know a lot of you don't understand it, and if you don't understand it and you don't care to, well, you can always move this property sideways into another current use tax program called open space. And if you don't know what that is, you can give me a call. We can have a discussion about it. But that movement sideways into that other current use program doesn't require a penalty. It does require the assessors approve it, but they usually do. There's really no reason for them not to. And in that program, your taxes will be slightly higher, but you won't have an obligation of a forest management plan, as those of you who follow us know tree growth. If you don't, check out the video that my brother and I shot a year or so ago describing the tree growth and other current use tax programs here in the state of Maine. Okay, so we've got 1,200 feet roughly along the brooks in here. We've got some road frontage on both sides. The west side, this old trail, which you could use for access. The other piece in the middle, elevations 560 to 700 feet. You got the price. You need more information, folks, give me a call. We'll send you a property information package, and we'd be happy to bring you out here and show it to you.